Hello, it's the beginning of February and what I am going to show you how to sow today is some aubergines. Now aubergines are fairly high maintenance to grow, but if you give them the right conditions then they are very, very happy. In the UK we have to grow them in the greenhouse. If you live in a hotter climate, then you can grow them outside. They do like as much sun as you can possibly give them. They did really well last year because it was so hot. So if we have a nice, lovely, hot summer, then they will do well again. If, however, we have a cold, wet summer, then they tend not to like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a summer that they will love. Now the variety I've got here I grew last year and they're called Rosa Bianca and they are beautiful. They are not particularly large, they'll grow to about that sort of size and they're pink and white and they really are very, very nice. They're very flavourful and they just look absolutely gorgeous. So let me show you how I'm going to sow mine. Now here I've got a little seed tray and I've just put in some multi-purpose compost. Just level it off and then just gently firm it down with the back of your hand like that. Just this section here. You don't want to firm it down too much. If at this point your compost is very, very dry, mine is very, very damp. If your compost is dry, then what I would suggest you do is I would suggest you then give your compost just a little water. Make sure before you sow the seeds you let all that water drain through. Once the water has drained through, then you are ready to sow the seeds. Now, oh, there is another one in there, I'll get that out in a minute. Now, these seeds look very similar to tomatoes and to chilies. Now hopefully you can see them there. There they are. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to very gently and carefully just sprinkle them on top of the compost like this. Hopefully I won't get too many stuck to my fingers, but they actually come off because my fingers are a little bit damp because of the compost. If you find that you've got some that are touching each other, then just very carefully move them apart. I'm going to finish all of these off. Just tip the last few in. There we go. Oh, I missed one. There it is. Okay. Just checking that there aren't any that are touching together. If they're quite close to each other, that's absolutely fine, but as long as they're not touching each other. There we go. Brilliant. There we are. They're all there. Now all I'm going to do next is I'm going to just very carefully sprinkle a little bit more compost on the top of them. Just like that. Making sure that you cover all of the seeds, and if you find any lumps in your compost and they won't break up, then just get rid of them. There we are. They're all covered over. Now don't pat this down, just leave it so it's loose so that the seedlings can very easily come through. Now all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a little label in them and then I will come back to you. So here they are. I've got a lovely little label in them. Make sure that if you're growing more than one variety of aubergines, you actually write the variety on there as well. And even if you are just sowing one variety, I always tend to put the variety of aubergines on there so that I know. Now I'm going to keep these in the greenhouse. Mine is an unheated greenhouse apart from by the sun. What I do want to do is to just put a little bit of bubble wrap on the glass, and then that'll help keep the heat in. But that's one thing that I haven't quite done yet, which I'm hoping to be able to do tomorrow. It's the last few days have actually been very, very windy, so to have bubble wrap around when it's really windy, it's not really a good idea, because I'll be ending up running around the garden trying to get the blasted stuff. So that is on my to-do list. So, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'll put them in a tray, and I will put a little propagator lid over the top of them, and that will help keep in some extra heat. Now hopefully these will start to germinate in about 2-3 weeks, maybe, depending on the weather. But I will keep you updated on their progress, and when I prick them out and all the other little steps that I do with them, then I will show you. Well, I hope you found that interesting, and I hope you do give aubergines a try. They are quite an exotic vegetable to grow, but they are definitely worth the try. I think they are wonderful. They're absolutely gorgeous when they're roasted. Chop them up into little cubes and roast them. Anyway, but that's for way into the summer. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.